It's time for my MLB picks for June 6th, and I happen to have 6 MLB predictions for you, including a couple of plays that are rated 5 stars out of 5, so buckle up, my friend. As usual, let's start by recapping recent action. So on Monday, I shared 5 picks to you and they posted a 3-2 record. Then on Tuesday, we had a 2-3 record. And finally, the last time I talked to you, which was Wednesday, we got a 4-2-1 record. So overall, so far this week, we have posted some minor gains. So around 1 unit of profit. So you can see the picks that we made the last time I posted a video, which was Wednesday. So a person risking $100 per play obtained a profit of $132 on that day. Alright, now, in case you are wondering, the Lobster Bets winning streak was halted at 10, unfortunately. Our record was 11 and we could not match that record because a couple of days ago I took over 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings of the Orioles-Mariners game, and I cannot believe that only 1 run was scored through the first half, even though both starting pitchers were very unreliable. However, the losing skid did not last very long because we bounced back yesterday with a victory by taking TJ McConnell from the Indiana Pacers to record under 2.5 rebounds. He only got 1 grab, so it was a winner. So overall, my Lobster Bets have posted a 34-10 record. Remember that a Lobster Bet means the best wager across all sports, so we just keep destroying the bookies with those high confidence plays. Now, it's time to move on to today's baseball predictions. Now, let's start with the afternoon game between Miami and Tampa Bay. And in this match, I have a 5-star pick, which is as follows. I'm taking a player prop bet. Zack Littell under 18.5 outs recorded. The best available odds at the time that I shared this pick to my paid members was -125 with Kazumo and I believe with Bally Sports. Then the next best odds were -145 with Bet365. We had -150 with William Hill Canada, -160 with Hard Rock, BetMGM, BWin, Sports Interaction. So the line varies quite a bit among the different bookies. Now, Littell is coming off, well, if you would have made this bet in each of his 12 starts, you would have obtained a 7-5 record. So that's a good start, even though it's not necessarily fantastic. Now, what makes this bet very enticing is the fact that Littell is coming off his first career complete game, and in this outing, he threw 117 pitches. That's a lot, so he is unlikely to pitch very deep today. Even though I am aware that what makes this bet a bit scary is the fact that Littell is facing a pretty weak offense with the Miami Marlins. But still, I like it very much, so I'm going to grab Littell under 18.5 outs. So in other words, I am betting the fact that he will last 6 innings at most on the mound. Up next, in the Philly versus Pittsburgh game, I am betting over 4.5 runs to be scored in the first 5 innings. And this time, the best current odds are -121. And if you are more familiar with decimal odds, we're talking about 1.83. And this pick was fairly close to being viewed as a premium pick because it received a 4-star grade. Now, this will be a bullpen game for the Phillies with Joe Ross serving as the opener. So I really believe that the Pirates will find a way to score some runs. I know their offense is not very good, but I think they will find a way to put some runs on the board, especially at home against a reeling squad. Because remember that the Phillies have posted a 1-6 record across their past 7 games overall. Now, on the other side, we have Bailey Falter getting the nod for the Pirates, and he has not been a good pitcher during the first 4 seasons of his career, so I am not buying his hot start to the 2025 campaign. He has been particularly sparkling in May. In 6 starts, he has posted a 3-0 record along with a mind-boggling 0.76 ERA. But you know what? I believe he will hit a wall today against a strong Phillies lineup. To me, he is due for regression against a mad Phillies squad that is looking to get out of his current slump. So in my opinion, we are going to view some fireworks, especially early in this game. So that's why I am betting the over in the first half of this baseball match. All right, up next, let's move on to the pick that I like the least among the 6 that I'm going to share with you. It is rated 1 star out of 5. And remember, once again, that all picks presented here are picks that I believe are worth betting. If it gets a 1-star play, a 1-star grade, it doesn't mean it's a crappy pick. It means it is borderline acceptable. I feel like its expected ROI is between 0 and +1 or 1.5%. So we have just small value. And this time I'm taking Davis Martin from the White Sox to record under 17.5 outs. I have shown on your screen how DraftKings has a line of +100. Now there are some bookies with a line that is better than this. I have seen +105 with Hard Rock and Bet Victor, and I even saw +123 with Kazumo. Now Martin has lasted at least 6 innings in each of his past 4 outings, so that makes it a bit scary. But prior to that, this wager posted a 5-3 record. He is also coming off a bad start at Baltimore. In that game, Martin surrendered 4 earned runs, including a couple of long balls in 6 innings of work. Now, Kansas City's offense has been humming by putting 7, 5, and 10 runs on the board during their past 3 games respectively. So I don't believe it's going to be easy for Martin to get to at least 6 complete innings in this match. So that's my third pick. Now it's time for an upset. I'm taking the San Diego Padres to pull off the upset at Milwaukee. So that's pick number 4. The current odds are around +125. This play receives a 2-star grade. Now let's review some arguments regarding this play. Well, San Diego won the first 2 games in San Francisco before dropping the last 2, both by a 1-run margin. Meanwhile, Milwaukee has been on a winning frenzy. They are 13-4 across their past 17 contests overall, so they are quietly becoming one of the hottest teams in Major League Baseball. But still, I feel like the Padres are going to win this game. They qualify under a betting system called the Blowout number 2, whose rules are as follows. Fade a team that won its previous game by a margin of 7+ runs if they are facing a different opponent. Well, if you focus on the Brewers, they are coming off a demolition job after defeating the Reds 9-1 on Wednesday. So, in other words, Milwaukee won its last game by a margin of at least 7 runs, and they are now facing a different rival, so we must fade them if we're following the rules, and that explains the Padres pick. Now, rookie Chad Patrick has posted quality numbers, but is it going to last? I'm not so sure. I feel like he could get hit hard against the Padres. Now, granted, Randy Vasquez, the starter for the Padres, is not very trustworthy. But I feel like there will be a good deal of runs scored in this game. This match could go either way, so I prefer to side with the underdog and its corresponding positive odds. So this is just a lean, but if you force me to bet the total, I would go with the over in this one. Now, this is not necessarily an official pick. I'm just sharing it as bonus information to you. Up next, in the Toronto-Minnesota game, I am supporting the Twins moneyline, and this play is rated 3 stars out of 5, so it is viewed as being a good pick. Well, Minnesota was embarrassed yesterday by one of the worst teams in the big leagues, the A's, in a 14-3 defeat. Now, prior to that ugly loss, the Twins had posted a 21-7 record across their past 28 contests. Now, the Jays come into this contest on the back of 2 straight victories against the Phillies, and in each case, they limited Philadelphia to exactly 1 run scored. So that brings me to my famous and lucrative Stingy Pitchers betting strategy. Let's take a look at its rules once again in case you missed prior videos. Fade the road team if they won their past 2 games by allowing 0 or 1 run in each of those victories, and if their money line today is smaller than plus 150. So if you focus on the visiting club, Toronto, like I said, they just won a couple of games by squandering exactly 1 run, and their money line today is smaller than plus 150. It is around plus 130 right now. So by following the rules, we must fade Toronto, and that's why I am opting for the Twins money line. How has this betting angle performed in recent years? Well, so far in the 2025 campaign, it has posted a 16-14 record. And if you take into account the odds from each bet, we have generated some minor gains. Now, last season, we had 50 qualifying plays and they led to a 25-25 record. And since we mostly picked underdogs, we ended up with tiny profit once again. So in other words, it has posted some gains recently. Nothing spectacular, but profit is profit. Now, I also like Bailey Ober, who is starting for the Twins. In 5 seasons, his career whip statistic is 1.10, which is a lot better than the league average of 1.30. Now, he has not allowed more than 3 runs in any of his starts this season, except for his ugly season debut. If I remember correctly, he gave up 8 runs in his first start of the 2025 season, but since then he has been much better. Although I have noticed that he has been a bit more erratic lately. Sure, he has not given up many walks, but he has thrown more balls than usual. Now, in 5 career starts against Toronto, he has posted a 2.70 ERA, which is great. So I feel very confident about the Twins winning at home against Toronto. Now, my 6th pick goes to the Baltimore Orioles moneyline. And this is rated 5 stars out of 5, so that means it is viewed as a premium pick. Now, as you can see on your screen, the best odds are minus 124 with FanDuel. In fact, now the line has changed between the moment when I shared this pick and the moment where I am shooting this video. So I shared this pick for the paid members at mjpicks.com who receive every single day between 3 to 7 premium plays. So I shared it at 8:55 a.m. But now the line is between minus 140 and minus 130 across the multiple sports books. So that makes me feel even better about the bet that I recommended earlier this morning. But I still like it at the current price, but obviously I liked it better at minus 124 odds. So on May 17th, the Orioles parted ways with their manager, Brendan Hyde. And now Tony Mansolino came in and it did not produce immediate results. So as the team continued to slide. However, the Orioles are starting to click into gear. They are riding a 6-game winning streak right now. And if you look at their last 11 games, they have posted a 9-2 record. And meanwhile, as you all know, the Athletics are on a big downslide. They have gone 4-24 lately, which is incredibly bad. What the heck is happening? Now, both starters are similar, so I have decided to go with the hot team, the Orioles, and also the team that has the better positive mindset at the present moment. So I really like the Orioles to win, and I like it so much that I have decided to make it a premium pick at mjpicks.com. So I am likely to add 2, 3, or 4 more premium picks today, and that could include a play on the NHL Stanley Cup final between the Panthers and the Orioles and the Oilers for game number 2. By the way, I would like to say a few words about a video that I posted recently, which presents 5 betting tactics to earn a profit over bookies by tracking line movement. This is a very underrated topic in the sports betting world, but I strongly invite you to watch this video. So again, it presents 5 specific betting tactics to beat sportsbooks by tracking line movement. So you can take a look at it by clicking the little card appearing at the bottom of your screen right now. And I'm Professor MJ, and I wish you a great weekend, and I'm looking forward to share those 5 betting tactics with you. Cheers, guys!